Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for News 4 at 6. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Jessica Bowman. Witness testimony in the murder trial of Alfredo Castellanos-Rosales offered new details about the discovery of 23-year-old victim Jordan Beardshear's body inside her Dakota Dunes apartment.
In day 2 of the murder trial for the man accused of killing her, 911 calls made by Beardshear's boyfriend were played in court. Take a listen.
She has a baby in there.
There's a baby in there.
I didn't hear him at all.
Okay.
And
And there's blood on the refrigerator, and she's on the floor. Can you tell? Do you see any movement at all with her?
I don't see anything.
Okay. All right.
That was the voice of Christian Crane, who was in a relationship with Jordy Beardshear at the time of her death. This morning, he recalled finding Beardshear's body on the floor of her apartment in April of 2023. He'd been contacted by Beardshear's friend and co-worker after she didn't show up for her overnight shift at Wells Blue Bunny and wasn't answering her phone. Thinking she overslept, Crane went to Beardshear's apartment to find the door closed but unlocked, so he went inside.
When you walk into her apartment, what do you see?
Well, I walked in and then there was like a closet right there on the right. And then you walked in and there was the kitchen. And then I looked, there was a table. And then the refrigerator, and I looked over and saw like red all over the refrigerator. And then I kind of kept walking, and then I just seen like, basically, I looked down and seen her on the ground. And then I just kind of froze and walked out.
Crane told the court that once he saw Beardshear on the floor, he left the apartment and called 911. And that's where authorities would later determine she was stabbed to death. Alfredo Castellanos-Rosales now stands trial for her murder. He and Beardshear share a young son together. That child was found safe with Beardshear's mother. Castellanos-Rosales was arrested days after the murder in Mexico. Several investigators also testified today detailing the crime scene inside Wellington Apartments where Beardshear's body was found.
And we do want to warn you tonight that some of the details described in court may not be suitable for all viewers. Now, here is what we learned. Christian Crane, who was Beardshear's boyfriend at the time, as we mentioned, found her on the floor of her apartment in the kitchen. She was laying on the ground near the refrigerator. There was blood on the refrigerator, the stove, and on a door leading into the laundry room. Investigators also found a red folded towel with a clean kitchen knife on the floor near her body. Investigators testified that towel looked like it was dropped in the blood on the floor. There was also a blanket under Beardshear's head. Now, as for the knife, it was sent to the state crime lab for fingerprint testing. One fingerprint was found on that knife.
Please explain whether the record fingerprint of Jordan Beardshear, item 31, was eliminated by comparison of the item on the latent print on item 9.
The latent print on item 9 was compared with the record prints bearing the name Alfredo Castellanos-Rosales, as well as Jordan Beardshear. And the results were that the record prints from bearing the name Alfredo Castellanos-Rosales and the latent print were not made by the same source.
The print was also compared to Beardshear's fingerprints, but that comparison was found inconclusive. Now, the other items recovered from the crime scene were sent off for fingerprint testing to the state crime lab. There it was determined Castellanos-Rosales' fingerprints were not found on any of those items. Now, as we take a look at what unfolded today, there was an incident in the courtroom this morning that ended the first session early. A juror had a medical emergency during testimony. The juror was a middle-aged man. Law enforcement and EMTs quickly assisted him. He was able to exit the courtroom on his own and return back to court this afternoon after an extended lunch break. Now, after discussion in the judge's chambers with both parties, that juror was dismissed. KTIV, of course, will continue to stream live audio from the courtroom each day during this trial. You can complete coverage, see it online right now at KTIV.com.